Hey, this is Daryl as a service regarding Office 365. Earlier this week we had the honor and privilege of interviewing the tyGraph team about their new product that's been released, tyGraph for Groups. And I've got an early access to the preview experience, so I thought I'd just walk through and show you what I've managed to set up and some of the experience that other users might have of the product and the different features. So if you wanted to sign up for the preview, of course, you just go along to promo.tygraph.com, whack in your details there, and you'll get a note or an email from the team about getting yourself set up. So brilliant. Okay, so now what I've done is I've logged in as an administrator. I can't really repeat these steps for you because it's already been done, but you'll find that as you go in, there's going to be a requirement to be logged in as a global administrator, and you're going to create a trust relationship with the tyGraph app and your Office 365 tenant. And once you've done that, there's a bit of time for it to bring in and read the different groups and the structure that's available within your Office 365 tenant, and then you're able to start using the product. So I'm going to go through and talk through what I have set up and try and reminisce a little of what I had found as I was setting this up here. So we have the tyGraph for Groups, and the way that you access the product is you go to groups.tygraph.com. Now there is some instructions about how to set that up so that it will appear in your Office 365 app launcher as a tile, but it's not something that at this stage it provisioned itself as a tile in there. There is a wait list for developers with Microsoft to try and have that capability to add themselves to the app launcher. So for now, your administrator can do that on your behalf and make it available to the organization. So that's one way to access it. Another way is, of course, the groups.tygraph URL. And what we're looking at here is the landing page. I've created or rather favorited a few groups that I work with often. So I can see from my landing page that it's pretty quick and easy to see what groups I am currently working on. And then I can go directly through to each of the experiences here for those groups. So if we just click on through here, the ops group, that's good. So it passes the test. One of my bugbears with some products is that when you click on a link, it doesn't open in a separate tab. It opens it up, and then you've kind of lost your context. So good one, tyGraph team. As I expect, so we have gone through to the conversations experience. Now, one thing that the tyGraph for Groups helps to standardize is this experience here. I'm over in Outlook Web Access, and yes, I've got a menu here to go through to all my different Office 365 groups experiences and workloads. I can go through to calendar, I can go through to the files and notebook, I can jump on through to my site. But that experience is not always standard. So if you're in Planner, it's going to look different. If you're in SharePoint, for example, it's going to look different. Let's just have a quick look at that while we're waiting. So what tyGraph for Groups does is it makes it standard. Whatever services you have provisioned, they'll be underneath or beside the group. So you can see, yes, these are the things that are available to me to visit and connect to. And you'll see here, like I'm in my site, my team site for my group, but I've lost my context. How do I get back? Now, admittedly, normally you'll have that banner along the top, the Office 365 navigation bar along the top here, which should give you the app launcher on the top. There we go. That's finally got there. But the only thing that's a hint to me that I can go back to my Office 365 group is that I can go back to group conversations. There's nothing else that's linking me back. So this is one problem that tyGraphs for Groups solves. So whatever service you have provisioned, you're going to be able to see that available within the group. So I could go directly to files, calendar, etc., and I can go through the membership. And one other thing that I noticed too is that it also indicates other services that might be connected. So this project Wilder People, or the Webster Tech one, I may have created that from the Yammer experience too, so I'm able to go through and have a look at that. Now the other thing that we're able to do with this is add tags. So actually let me just try and address this very quickly, and you're able to create your own taxonomy. So the other thing about groups is it's a very flat structure by default within the Microsoft experience. You create a group and you've got group, 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 building, 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 and you basically got to try and find your way to the different groups that you're involved in. Now, yes, you can go through various different experiences, like in Office 365's Outlook Web Access. I can see all the groups that I'm involved in there. I can go through and see some of them that I've favorited, and I can go through to Discover, and Discover's going to give me some groups that it might suggest to me that I should join because based on my activity or the people that I work with. But there's no sort of here's everything. Here, have a look at all of this. Oh, actually, yeah, there is, but it's very much about showing this extensive list and trying to find your way through. Whereas if you go and you can build out a directory, then that's far more useful. So this is what we're able to do with the tyGraph for Groups product. Now the other side of it too is that tyGraph for Groups has recognized that there is sometimes a need for you to order these groups based in the different areas that you're working in. You might need to create a group that reflects your functional way of looking at your organization, or looking at it from an organizational structure of departments and teams and those sorts of subgroups as well. So they have come up with the concept of trees, and I have created a couple of trees here. I can create public trees and private trees. Now, public trees are trees that I'm able to share with other people within the organization, and I've created a couple of trees here. I've got one for demo groups, groups that I often go into to try and demonstrate things. So I've got a couple of keywords there, my folksonomy, so to speak. We'll have a look at that shortly. The education set of groups that I've got too, again for demonstration, but more for a specific vertical. And then production groups in terms of what I'm currently working on or using within my own organization, Webster Tech. So I've added keywords. Now this means that if I had other groups or trees that were tagged with training, then I could click on through to those keywords. And see the different training trees or specific training groups that I have, groups that I have attached the training tag to. So tags will all be collected over here. It'll build out that folksonomy there for you of all the keywords, and you can reuse that or just navigate directly through to, for example, demos. I'm just going to show my demos tree, and if I had any groups that were tagged with demos, maybe let's just do that. Let's go through and quickly update one of the groups there that I do demonstrate with. So if I add a keyword to it, then I'll be able to actually I think we have to do this back from the group directory experience. I'm going to find the 9SciWeb group back here in the group directory, add a tag, and I might just do, what was it, demo. See if I can choose one from existing tags. Select from one or more tags or remove. Okay, so this is just if you wanted to remove the tag. Probably what I'd like to see here is suggested tags. So if I've got a tag that I've already created, then I can begin to type it and then add it. So now we've got a demo tag, and you should be able to go back over here. Oh, I should have called it demos. Let's go back and correct that. Can we correct it? Let's go back in here, remove, add demos, add, and now we should have, when we go through to tags, if we explore that, we'll have trees and individual groups that are tagged with that. So that's cool, that's good. Right, so we've got tags, we've got capability of creating trees, and trees you could have groups and subgroups. So it doesn't have to be that flat structure anymore. I could, let me think about this. Can we just drag and drop that into here? I think we were able to grab a group and then drag it on and drop it, and it becomes a subgroup. Now, so there are some things that are probably still not quite working as expected, but do give the tyGraph team some feedback as well around that. Right, so getting back into some of the other things that you can do, you can add some administrators who can control the different things around how this operates, particularly around the configuration. And the configuration is something that I was looking at too, which was about the group provisioning process. Now, if you want to run the process of allowing administrators to be the only ones who approve of a group, this will allow an end user or a team leader to create a group, but then it needs to be approved before it is actually created. Then you can use this process, and you could put in an email address there of a person or a distribution group. They would log into the tyGraph's experience, and they could approve groups that are have been submitted to be created. So quick, easy way to add some useful governance. Various different other things here too. You can turn off certain services at this tyGraph's groups level as well to make sure that maybe you've chosen to not use Planner or Power BI or something along those lines. So let's have a look at the experience for another user by the name of Matt Stafford. So what's Matt's experience as an end user of tyGraphs? Now, if you go through those instructions that you'll be provided, you'll be able to add it as a tile here as an administrator. For now, I've gone through to the groups.tygraphs experience. I'm signing in for the first time, so this is what you'll see. That each end user is also going to need to create that trust relationship with the tyGraphs tyGraph for Groups application. So I'll accept those conditions. It's going to be able to read from the site, so it'll be seeing what groups I have access to, and then it's going to display those groups to me. Now, I don't have any favorite groups. I don't have any favorite trees. Of course, I'm brand new to this setup. So if I go through to all trees, then I'm going to see the different public trees that are available to me. And I could, favorite any of these. And I'm part of the Webster Tech organization, so Matt has added that as a favorite. Matt also might be interested in doing the demos with me as well, so he might also want to favorite the education demo Office 365 group so that he can go through and do those simply as well. So that's Matt's experience of finding groups. Also, Matt can go through if he's brand new to the org, and he can browse the different groups that are available there too. Here's a group there's a view for all, and then you can go through, and of course for alphabetical order if we just wanted to show L's, like the large team group that I was testing, or leadership AMA. Very cool. Alright, so the other thing that Matt might want to do if we're sitting here in the groups directory is add a group. And what's that experience like? So it is a similar dialog box that you see when you're creating a group within an Office 365 Outlook Web Access experience. Could change or choose a name for that group. I'm going to call it Matt's work group. And give it a description. It's always good to give it a description, but I'll skip that for the demo purposes. Public or private, is this going to be a group that is available to everyone to join and find, or is it going to be a private one where it's invite only? Do I want to, all the usual groups options that you get there, do I want people to receive a copy of those messages? Now here's the additional box that you're able to use because of tyGraph for Groups. I can add tags at the time that I'm creating the group. So as another one here, I'm going to call that a demo. I'm also going to allow external members to email the group. So create group, and this is where, because I have an approver, then the group provisioning request has been sent for approval. So let's just pause for a bit. I'll go and check to see if that message is available, and we'll go continue the demo from there in the approval process. Okay, so I've got my message here emailed to me that Matt Stafford wants to create an Office 365 group, and there's a few things about what he has chosen to enable. So approval deny. Now I wonder, just out of interest, I'm going to go through to the tyGraphs for Groups experience, go through to see if there's any experience in here to see if I was in the product, can I go through and approve it from here, or do I need to trigger it from the email? So it might be something that's still coming. Then we've got our users, configuration. Yeah, so I think we have to trigger it from email at this stage. There isn't something in the platform that you can go in and say, here's your list of groups that you need to approve because someone's requested them. You'll have to drive it from email at this stage. So we'll go back to email and we'll approve that group. What does this look like? Okay, provision, bad error request. See, well, we're in preview, so that's cool. It might also be something that the session has been lost, or I've had problems with logging in and out. So let's go back and just confirm whether or not that group has been provisioned. It was called Matt's work group. We'll go back over here, refresh the screen. Go through to marketing. Yeah, so it hasn't been approved yet. So there's some work that's still going on there with the approval process, but I expect that if I went through and checked that out with the team there, that there would be a provisioning that would be working. So that's cool. We've got a provisioning process in place as well, and that's another good thing about adding some more governance around the process of creating groups. It allows you to sort of stop and say, hey, is there a group that already exists with this name? Even check the tags to see, is there a tag that matches the purpose for your group? So various different ways to find whether you can join a group that already exists for that purpose. So that's a quick buzz through of what's available within the groups, or tyGraph for Groups. It is in preview right now. Expect to see more improvements. Certainly give the team feedback. Thank you again to the tyGraphs team for joining regarding Office 365 this week from Austin, Texas. I'm glad to see you guys got out of there in time. There have been some people trying to get out of there all week because of storms. But yeah, do take a look at the product and let us know your feedback. Thanks for watching.